The Nebula Camo grind is finally here. 33 different weapons, 7 different challenge categories, and today I'm giving you all my best tips and tricks to complete them all. Plus, I give you one of the best camo trackers that I have ever seen, although I'm probably a little bit biased. First things first, how in the world does this camo grind work? Because it's actually pretty different from, well, anything we've had in the past. It's kind of a mixture of like a Black Ops 4 with a Modern Warfare 2, the more recent style camo grinds. It's actually really fun, and it all starts with the fact that you do not need to wait for weapon XP to unlock certain challenges. Thank you, Treyarch. No matter what weapon level you have, no matter even if it's locked, you can buy the AS Val off the wall and get camos unlocked for it even though it's unlocked at level 54. You are not locked behind any weapon XP or player XP. That is a great start. The first challenge is actually 9 separate challenges, all just one really big challenge, and here in Zombies it is 2,000 critical kills. These 9 camos are the same for all of the weapons, which means all 9 of these camos you're going to need to unlock for every weapon. And so once you get to your 2,000th critical kill, you will unlock Purple Tiger. That is the only challenge you can work on. However, once you reach that 2,000 critical kills, you can work on the 2 special challenges. These work very similar to our recent camo challenges, where they are all different for all weapons, and when you unlock one for one weapon, it unlocks it to be used on every other weapon. So the base 9 camos, the same for all weapons, you have to unlock them individually. The special challenges are different for all weapons, but once you unlock them, that you can use them for all different weapons. I hope that makes sense. It's a little different, kind of a mix of old and new. And then once you get both of your special challenges done, that is when you unlock the Mystic Gold challenge, which here in Black Ops 6 Zombies is usually 10 rapid kills 15 times. Once you complete that challenge, you will unlock Mystic Gold. If you unlock Mystic Gold for an entire weapon category, every single assault rifle, every single SMG, you will unlock the ability to complete the Opal challenge. Way long ago, you would just get that next camo. However, that unlocks the next camo's challenge in this case, which is really fun if you ask me. You have to go back and use all of your different assault rifles, all of your different SMGs again. And here in Black Ops 6, you just need 30 special enemy kills. Now you will have to complete the Opal challenge on all 33 base weapons here, at least at the start of Black Ops 6, in order to unlock the Afterlife challenge. Once again, you're not getting the Afterlife camo, you're unlocking the ability to complete the Afterlife challenge, which is our favorite here in Zombies, 20 kills without taking damage. Turn back on your medals, everybody. Look for that Jackrabbit medal, because that's how you're going to complete the Afterlife camo. Now, this is where it takes a turn, and I'm not entirely sure. Beautiful people, please help me out if I'm wrong here, but from what it looks like in the menu, once you complete 33 Afterlife challenges in previous Call of Duties, in Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, that is when you'd be done. That's when you'd get the Mastery challenge or Mastery camo, and you'd be really happy, right? However, here in Black Ops 6, it looks like that only unlocks the Nebula challenge. So you have to do yet another challenge with all 33 weapons. And that challenge is going to be 10 elite eliminations, which is actually probably the most daunting one on this list. I know what you're thinking, Donuts, what's the difference between special enemies and elite enemies? And this is something that, because I haven't got there yet, I really don't have any way of testing out. However, if I were to guess, the way it's worked in the past is if you have something like a Mangler or a Mimic or a Disciple, those are special enemies. However, elite enemies are very rare. They don't come every round and they have a lot of health. So I suspect, at least here for the launch of Black Ops 6, special enemies include Manglers, and elite enemies are only going to be the Amalgamations and the Abominations. But Donuts, what about the Vermins and the Parasites? I genuinely don't think they count towards special or elites. Back in Cold War, back in Modern Warfare 3, Hellhounds, Plaguehounds, they didn't count as special enemies. They were just their own different types. And here in the special category, we have specific enemies like Vermin and Parasites. So I would assume that they're counting that as just kind of a weird different type of zombie rather than a whole big special enemy. Again, if I'm completely wrong, please let me know in the comment section. I'll pin your comment, and if there's any further explaining needed to do, but I would be willing to bet that's how all of this works. Let's go ahead and move on into the tips and tricks section of this video, because this looks really simple. Obviously, critical kills are pretty simple. Find a place that's really easy to get kills. I'm really enjoying Liberty Falls actually, and training training in the bowling alley. That's like one of my favorite training spots in years of zombies. It's so satisfying. It's even ground. You can get nice headshots. There's nothing really in the way. There's lots of training spots on Liberty Falls, and there's actually a pretty good amount of training spots on Terminus too. Don't underestimate Terminus for this camo grind. But let's talk specifics here. There is a challenge for 4 ammo mods: Napalm Burst, Cryo Freeze, Brain Rot, and Deadwire. All of these very simple. They can be purchased 500 salvage at the armory station. You just need 300 kills on an assortment of different weapons for these guys. Moving on, we have Manglers, Vermin, Parasites, and Armored Zombies. Manglers, you're just gonna need to play Black Ops 6 because dang it, there's a lot of Manglers. Parasites though, you're gonna want to play Terminus. Terminus, as soon as you hit that second Parasite round, you've got 30. There's plenty of them. Yeah, this is what's weird. The Vermin and the Parasite challenges here only require 30 of them. That is not a lot, so take advantage of that before they buff it or nerf it or whatever. But if you get a Vermin challenge, you are going to want to play Liberty Falls because they're crawling all over the place there, literally. And finally, the Armored Zombies. This could be different. Again, I haven't seen any of this. I haven't gotten any weapons with armored requirements yet. However, there are 2 different types of armored enemies. There's the ones at, I believe, round 20. There's the fully armored zombies, but there's also light armored zombies that start coming in at round 10. So I'll have to test and see which ones count and which ones don't, if they both do, if only one of them does, because if only one of them does, you're gonna need to survive until round 20 until they start coming in. But luckily, the challenge only requires 75 of them. So hopefully round 20, 25, 30, maybe 35, you might be able to get all of them in one game. There's a challenge with 300 Pack-a-Punch kills. There's a challenge with 300 kills with rare or higher rarity, which is pretty easy. There's 300 hip fires, 300 point blanks. Again, there's only 2 weapons that I see currently. There's an SMG and a pistol that has 300 point blanks. So what a good strategy of this would be is to get either a decoy grenade, throw a decoy grenade, and then shoot them all when you're really up close, or perhaps getting Frenzied Guard because they will attract all of the zombies towards you, and then you could just kill the zombies because it replenishes your armor. Frenzied Guard is awesome, or Ether Shroud, or if you have an insta-kill and you could just armor up really quickly, I think this one's actually going to be a lot more fun than it was in Modern Warfare Zombies. But then we have 100 kills affected by your tactical, and this one is actually really fun. I've been having a ton of fun. I'm gonna make a video with all the different special tacticals here because you beautiful people, your minds will be blown with what some of this stuff does. If you think affected by tactical, I know you're thinking decoy grenades. You could also do monkey bombs, but don't sleep on the shock stick. I'm giving you an exclusive. The shock stick is insane. It's crazy what that does. And then you've got stun grenades and then maybe smoke grenades. I don't know. We're testing it out. That's a little secret I'll keep from you here. I don't know. There are a lot of different tacticals that actually do a lot of really cool stuff. And believe it or not, that's basically it. And then we have the Mystic Gold camos, which is just 10 rapid kills, which, I mean, there's tons of zombies here, so that's really easy. 30 special enemies. Again, playing Black Ops 6, you're going to get tons of Manglers here. 20 kills without taking damage. This one sounds really difficult. If you're having trouble, perhaps stick to the earlier rounds, but what I would highly encourage is train a whole horde of zombies. Hold off. Don't try to kill all the zombies at once. Horde them all up and then kill all of them, especially have a really strong weapon, or if you're on an earlier round, or even if you have an insta-kill gobblegums, or a temporal gift gobblegum that can extend insta-kills, that could be really beneficial. Or of course, using decoy grenades, smoke grenades, spoiler alert. The only real trouble I could see this having is going to be on the launchers, which in that case, just use PhD, but also the melee weapons. Both the combat knife and the baseball bat require you to get 20 kills without taking damage, which is so difficult. So of course, melee macchiato might be nice, but I would specifically recommend for the melee weapons is getting Ether Shroud leveled up, because there's an augment in Ether Shroud that lets you remain in Ether Shroud if you get melee kills. That one is going to be crazy. I'm really excited. I'm going to do a video on it soon as I get it unlocked, because I want to see how awesome it is. But I think that's how we're going to get that challenge done. And then finally, 10 elites. If I'm right, you're going to want some amalgamations and you're going to want some abominations. Personally, that's going to be your personal preference. In my experience, I can't really think any substantial difference. I feel like I get about the same abominations as I do amalgamations. Some people think you get more amalgamations and you get abominations. If you feel more comfortable with Liberty Falls, you could do that. If you feel more comfortable with Terminus, you could do that. But the biggest tip I could give you for the Mangler kills, the abomination kills, the amalgamation kills is figure out the ammo mod that that they are weak to. Manglers die so quickly with Napalm Burst. Abominations are also weak to Napalm Burst, so that's what I've been rocking on Liberty Falls. But Abominations are also weak to Brain Rot, and if you didn't know, Amalgamations are weak to Deadwire and Shadow Rift. So be sure you're running those ammo mods when going up against those bosses. In terms of general camo grinding tips, we have classic prestige back, which means if you also want to grind max prestige, you're going to be going through the prestiges rather quickly, which is going to unlock a lot of the later weapons. So you have a couple different options. One, you could spend your prestige tokens to permanently unlock those kind of later unlocked weapons, which is definitely good. Or what you could do as you're progressing through your levels, pick a medium to high weapon to start grinding. Maybe make a weapon build of it. You can use my camo tracker to see what challenges you need for it, because if you have something like the AS Val, you can make a weapon build when you have it unlocked for that one level at level 54, and then when you prestige and it's locked for you, you could go to the wall buy that it's on, pick it up, and it has your zombie build on it, and you can continue grinding. So if you are going to unlock a higher level unlock weapon, be sure it's a box weapon, because you might not get it through the box, but if it is a wall weapon like the AS Val or that really powerful shotgun, the ASG, you don't really need to waste an unlock token because it's literally in every map, and it's going to be a higher rarity for you, and it's just going to cost you points instead of points and salvage. The reason I say this is because if you focus all of your energy on going through from start to finish the first unlock to the last unlock, you are going to use all of the early unlocks really early, so you're going to be forced to use your prestige tokens on all of your different weapons. So maybe work on your early weapons when you can, but as soon as you unlock one of those mid-tier weapons, start grinding out that one and focus on that one. I hope that makes sense. In terms of attachments, I would highly recommend using the suppressor. The suppressor gets you a crazy amount of salvage. I've gotten a legendary weapon on round 20 before because of how much salvage I was using. Additionally, as you're grinding out those headshots, look for the barrel, I believe it is, that increases your critical damage. And of course, if we're talking critical damage, you're gonna want to research the Deadshot perk because it actually gets you certain augments to increase your headshot damage. Actually, quite a bit of them in there, pretty strong. In terms of general gameplay, I've been finding around 25 to 30 is where weapons are like maximally efficient. After round 30, it kind of takes a little bit longer, and I just feel like you're not getting as kills as quickly as you used to. So I like to exfil around round 30 so that I can reset and get back going on even more camo grinds. But of course, if you're a better zombie player than I am, which you probably are, you could just keep going until your heart's content. Not just a camo grinding tip, an overall Black Ops 6 Zombies tip I focus is that points and salvage are very important. And if you're distracted, if you're using your points to get all of these perks and you're using your salvage to get all of these equipment, you're not going to be able to rank up your weapon as quickly. I always try to go as long as I can without buying any armor. I've gotten into the round, maybe 10-15 before even thinking about buying armor. If you don't buy any perks or any armor, I have found you can usually get double pack-a-punch on around 10 or 11. And then after that, that's when I start buying my Deadshot. That's when I start buying my Jug is actually really good. And then Speed Cola for like shotguns and LMGs. This game forces us to think about what perks we really need. If you don't really need Stamina Up, don't get Stamina Up. If you don't really need Speed Cola, don't get Speed Cola, and use those points to rank up your weapons faster. Or I guess I should say pack-a-punch your weapons faster. Use the salvage that you're not using on monkey bombs or decoys or whatever, and use that to upgrading your weapon. And of course, use all of the different side quests, use all of the different Easter eggs, and especially, I cannot emphasize enough, these SAM trials get you so many more extra points and salvage, and the zombies give you a little bit more points too. Like I said, those are kind of some more general Black Ops 6 tips, but they actually help you so much when trying to pack a punch and upgrade your weapons in game to be able to do all of these challenges. Now, as you're camo grinding, you might notice that Donuts, there's no in-game camo tracker like we had eventually in Modern Warfare 3. You cannot highlight challenges and see them in game. You can't see in real time what challenges you need. If you finally get your critical kills, you don't really know what special challenges you need, so you need to back out, look at it, and then go back in. And that is where this beautiful spreadsheet comes into play. This is the camo tracker that I've put so much time into. This has every single challenge on it, every single special challenge on it, all of the gold challenges, all the afterlife opal, and nebula challenges. So let me show you how this thing works. First and foremost, you can use this as a simple checkbox. Hey, I got my critical kills done. Good, that's good. I'm on to my specials. Boom, that's done. Boom, that's done. And the cool thing is it doesn't need to be in order. So, well, I mean, you need to do your critical kills first. Obviously, that's how the game works, but you could do this one first or that one first, and then it crosses it off. Now, these things are ready to be gold. As soon as you get Mystic Gold on it, you can click that, and then it makes it nice and fancy gold. Once you get all of these gold, obviously you can go into here and get all of your special kills, and that turns it green. So you know, hey, I've got opal for that one. Once you get all of the afterlife challenges, you can cross that off right there. Once you get all of your nebula challenges right there, it crosses off the entire thing fully. So you know, boom, I'm totally done with that weapon, which is how I believe most of you are going to do it. However, I went a little bit extra here. I did add a little bit of room. I might need to do a little bit more room here because you might need to, something that I like doing, especially back in the Black Ops 4 days, is recording how many kills I need mid-match. If I'm at 1,000 out of 200 critical kills, I can leave that there. Once that's done, I cross it off. If I'm at like 250 napalm burst kills, I like to leave it there. So that way, as I'm looking, as I'm building my weapon loadouts, I can go, hey, I'm really close to this gun. I've got actually the vermin done. I just need 50 napalm bursts. Let's go for that one. So you can write it in there. However, if you download this and you don't want to do this, you could just delete all of this stuff and make it just napalm bursts. That way you know, and then you can make this all small so it looks all nice and better and all that sort of stuff. But hey, it's completely customizable. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. Now, what you need in a good camo tracker here is you need a percentage completion. And not only do I have a total nebula completion right here, I also have a completion for all of the different classes. So if we go here and we select all of these things for assault rifles, we see we are 100% done. We select all of the SMGs, we're 100% done. All of the shotguns, we're 100% done. And then once we're finally done here, we sign this off melee. We are now 100% done with all of our nebula challenges, and we have unlocked nebula. Because this is really big, I've copied all of this information down here. So it's just a copy paste of, you know, what's up here, just as you're scrolling so you can kind of see where all of your progress is. However, just like all of the other years, we're probably gonna have DLC weapons. And so what I've done is I've added in empty slots here for all of the DLC weapons. Now, do I need to code? Do I need to change how all of these things work? What do I do when a new DLC weapon comes out? Well, here's the great thing, beautiful people. All you need to do is type in the DLC 1 name, and then automatically it should update it for both the total weapon progression and all camo challenges progression. So if you have Nebula and a DLC gun comes out, you still have 100% on Nebula, but this all camo progression is all of the camos. It's counting every single DLC gun included. And if there's another weapon that comes out, another weapon that comes out, another weapon comes out. Now, I only did 6 slots here, so if they do more than 6 assault rifles, I'm kind of screwed here. But the most guns in one category was like Modern Warfare 2, and it was like 7, so I thought 6 would be good. You know, that's 1 per season. All you need to do is write it in here because it actually counts how many DLC weapons it is. But you're thinking, Donuts, you're so dumb. What if this happens? What if, hey, I just never, you know, the ASVAL, I never got gold with it, and we have our DLC 1 gun here. We have the ASVAL, we're 1 gun away from Nebula, but this is a DLC weapon. Now, traditionally, in the most recent Call of Duties, I believe ever since Cold War, you can use DLC weapons as progress towards the Mastery Challenge. And luckily, this spreadsheet, once we get all of these challenges done here, Gold, Opal, Afterlife, you can see as soon as we get it, we get 100% Nebula completion. Even though this is a base weapon and this is a DLC weapon, it still counts it towards the Nebula progress. Something I forgot to mention, if we do get our DLC 1 weapon here, for these challenges here, I just left them blank because, I mean, who knows, they could be different. You are going to want to write this in manually. So criticals right here, doesn't matter, you could do that. You could do 0 out of 30 vermin right there. You might be tempted to like copy and paste like, hey, vermin over here to vermin over here. But sometimes what happens, copying this cell over to this cell will cause the check marks to break. So I would highly recommend, obviously, like you could do some weird funky stuff with the formulas and whatever. I would highly advise you do not copy and paste really anything on this spreadsheet. There's a bunch of formulas here to make sure everything's working right. So just be careful. Writing things in manually is going to be a lot more consistent for you. And also, little pro tip, if you are new to the spreadsheet, if you've been tracking your challenges in another spreadsheet, or if you're just trying to bulk import your current camo progression right now, an easy way to do that is if you have like all of your SMGs gold or something, if you just highlight everything and you hit spacebar, it'll automatically check everything. So even if you just have all the criticals done, if you have some of these done, so just hitting spacebar is actually going to be really, really easy for you instead of really meticulously getting all of these things all done. Believe me, it took me a long time to figure out that tip, so figured I'd share that with you. Also, launchers, melee kills, little tiny thing, they're kills. They're literal kills instead of critical kills, so that's why I also pay attention to exactly what the challenge is. But anyway, this should be the only camo tracker you ever need for zombies. Now, like I said, I only accounted for some of these things to have a certain number of DLC weapons based on the previous like DLC weapon releases we've had here. So let me go through kind of all what I've done here. I did 6 extra assault rifles. I have 6 extra SMGs, 4 extra shotguns, LMGs, marksman rifles, sniper rifles, pistols, and launchers. I thought maybe not a lot of launchers, but then I thought, you know, the crossbow or the ballistic knife, I don't know where they're going to count that. And then I did a bunch of melee stuff because usually traditionally Treyarch does a bunch of melee stuff here. And some nice quality of life features. If you're down here and you want to get back up to assault rifles, all you got to do is click on this assault rifle thing right here. It brings you up to the top. If you're here, you want to go down to melees, you just hit this, it brings you down to the melees. And here's a sneak peek at something that I'm hopefully going to work on. This is just classic zombies camo tracker for now. I'm hoping to get the badges and the reticle challenges on this very tracker soon. So you just click this, it takes you to that camo tracker or that reticle tracker. And then I want to do the same thing for multiplayer and Warzone when it releases. It's just finding the time between all of the content that I'm making. I was originally going to wait till I have all of it done, but I'm going to release this kind of pre-release or alpha version to you beautiful people because I've heard a lot of you guys say you love Nebulia and you love camo tracking and all this stuff. So here it is. Obviously, I'm going to put this video with this video explanation right here. So you can just click this tile right here. It will take you to the video you're watching right now. And hopefully I should have explained it to you. And then here's my channel. Obviously, I just really like my profile page. It looks really cool. If you have any questions, if anything isn't working, if anything is super weird, please, please, please let me know in my Discord link in the description or on this comments right underneath here. I've spent a long time on this. I just realized this is rainbow colors. I didn't intend for that to happen. I just thought Black Ops 6 for the special challenges. You know, Black Ops 6 is Black Ops, it's orange. Gold is obviously yellow. Opal in my brain was like a little, it had a greenish hue, and then Afterlife is obviously blue, and then Nebula is obviously purple. So it just worked out that it was the colors of the rainbow. Look at that, that's pretty cool. I apologize if the colors are too much, but it's how my brain organizes all of this stuff. Let me know what you think. This is gonna be in the description right now. You should be able to click a link and make a copy. I might even make another link here of making a new copy of an updated version. I might do that. I might add a thing in here for an updated version of this because if I need to update it, I might do that. And of course, we cannot be talking about a camo tracker sheet without talking about the legend, the OG Sour. Sour is very clearly the inspiration behind this camo tracker spreadsheet. I've been downloading his for years and years, and I've been using his formulas. His formulas have helped me so much, Sour. If you're watching this, thank you so much for all of your formulas. It is so difficult to learn Google spreadsheets sometimes, but I want to be totally transparent here. This is totally inspired by Sour's camo tracker here. I wanted to do it for zombies. I'm really happy with it. Thank you. Big shout out to Sour. I appreciate the work you do. Let me know what you think. I'm currently working on how weapon XP works here in Black Ops 6. It's very strange. Lots of math, lots of stuff. But if you want to know about ranking up and prestiging, before you prestige, you might be nervous about it. So be sure to watch this video and stay beautiful.